Vehicle of the Toronto Blue Jays, proud fan since 1977.
Welcome to St. Petersburg, Florida. We are inside Tropicana Field for Game 2 of this 3-game series between the Tampa Bay Rays and the Toronto Blue Jays. That's 23-year-old Blake Snell taking the mound to make his 15th start of the season. The Blue Jays roughed him up back at Rogers Center on August 10th. They're looking to do the same tonight here in Tropicana Field. Take a look at the lineup for John Gibbons' Blue Jays. They're in first place. They're a game ahead of the Boston Red Sox, and the lineup has got some big bats. Josh Donaldson's riding an 11-game hit streak, batting nearly .400 with 6 home runs and 12 RBIs. And Russell Martin, he's the DH tonight. The last 16 games, you need to keep his bat in the lineup. He's hitting .361 with 11 extra base hits and 22 RBIs. Gianna Navarro making his first start behind the plate, catching Marco Estrada tonight.
That is a lineup that John Gibbons sends out against the left-handed. Blue Jays are 20-18 versus left-handed starters this year. They'll get Blake Snell tonight. He's coming off in August in which he made it through at least 4 innings just twice in 5 starts that month, posting an ERA close to 5. One of those starts was the one you were just talking about, Buck, against the Blue Jays, in which he allowed 5 runs. Only 2 of them were earned, though. In only an inning and 2/3, his shortest outing of his big league career. Control was the problem. He walked 4 batters, including the last 3 batters he faced. He was talking about this. He said, "I'm looking forward to this start since the last time I faced the Blue Jays."
Take a look at the defense behind young Blake Snell. Corey Dickerson in left, Kevin Kiermaier, the Gold Glover, in center, Nick Franklin in right, making his 5th start in right field. Evan Longoria, he's a Gold Glover at third. Duffy and Forsythe up the middle. Brad Miller making his 20th start at first base. Doing the catching tonight is Bobby Wilson, making his 15th start with the Rays. He is catching Blake Snell.
Rays have used 8 different first basemen. I think they found their everyday first baseman now. It's the former shortstop over there at first base, Miller. Miller made a couple of nice plays at first base and pitched over at first yesterday.
First pitch to Bautista is down for a ball, and Bautista 0 for 4 last night with 3 strikeouts. Up and away. 2-0 to Bautista, leading things off. Jose batting .227 with 17 homers and 52 driven in. Fouls that one right off the shoulder of Bobby Wilson, the catcher. That'll get you into the theme of things for the night.
Wow, he's hurting right now. You can see him holding that right shoulder. And the home plate umpire does a nice courtesy job right there. That's Brian O'Neill to go out to talk to the starter, pass him along the baseball. Give Bobby Wilson a chance to shake that one off. One more time. 2-0 fastball. Jose tips it right off that right shoulder.
Now you see that flap covering both shoulders. It's a flexible flap that allows Wilson to be able to throw. It provides a little bit of protection, but you still feel the brunt of that hard foul ball. 2-1 to Bautista. Tough call, down and away for a strike. It's now 2-2.
Fastball moves just a little bit. There's a little tail on it, down and away like that. Jose's going to have to protect the plate because they had him a couple of times last night on fastballs down and away.
Staying away. Bautista did not face Snell in that last start he made against the Blue Jays. He was on the DL at that time. Popped over the screen and back into the seats. Snell's another one of the Rays' first-round picks. He was 52nd overall when he was drafted by the Rays. He's 23 years old.
Jim Hickey, that's him on the right there, says he's the real deal. All he needs is some experience pitching in the big leagues.
High fly ball, deep center field. Kiermaier in front of the 404 sign has got room and makes the catch.
Jose just missed that one off of Blake Snell. Let's take a look at the scouting report. He entered this season as the Rays' #1 prospect by Baseball America, and this is what he features. A fastball, it's got a little tailing action. We've seen that. He throws that about 60% of the time. Change-up, curveball, slider. Nothing is really way above average, grading out as an 80 on a scale of 1 to 80, and Snell's forte is throwing strikes with all 4 of those, and he has to, because he just doesn't have those pitches that just blow you away.
Josh Donaldson takes the first pitch breaking ball for a strike. Donaldson, as we mentioned, riding an 11-game hit streak. He's batting .390 during those 11 games. His average of .297 at the start of this ball game.
You know, it's an interesting defensive alignment that the Tampa Bay Rays throw out there. They got Josh Donaldson down. When he hits the ball on the ground, he usually pulls it. That's why you see 3 infielders on the left side, and when he hits it in the air, generally speaking, he hits the ball to right field.
There's a ball up the middle, and Forsythe is right there. If they play it straight away, that's a base hit for Donaldson, but the shift pays off.
And again, ball's on the ground, he'll pull them, and that's why you see 3 infielders on the left side of the infield, and they take a hit away from Donaldson. But when Josh gets the ball in the air, we've seen him go right, center field. At this time, that's a base hit, if not for the shift.
So 2 quick outs here in the top of the first. Now Edwin Encarnacion. Edwin had an RBI double in his first at bat in last night's game. Big numbers once again for Encarnacion. 36 homers and 107 in the RBI department. He's getting some pressure in the RBI department from David Ortiz of the Red Sox. Ortiz is closing ground on Edwin.
They scored 16 runs last night, the Boston Red Sox.
They're going out there against Oakland. Ortiz has 105 RBIs. How about Albert Pujols? He's got 103.
That's when the good ones, they turn it up a notch in September, don't they?
1-2. Bounced in the dirt. Edwin's career high in RBIs is 111, and he's well within reach of that at 107. There's Ortiz, Pujols, Mookie Betts, 98 ribbies, and Mark Trumbull homered again last night. He's got 97 RBIs.
Off the plate. What makes that Mookie Betts number impressive is more than half the season he hit leadoff for the Boston Red Sox, and he's got a great chance of driving in 100.
Full count. Ball 4. Encarnacion once again. Not much to hit in this at bat here in the first inning.
Well, they're pitching away from his power, and Blake Snell wanted that one. He's trying to paint that outside corner. You see him rolling his eyes, and the body language doesn't look very positive, but he wanted to put that fastball away and ended up losing Encarnacion. Now he's got to deal with Russell.
Martin, the DH tonight, over his last 16 games, batting .361. Driven in 22 runs in those 16 games. .93 with the fastball.
It's not a blazer.
Nope.
It's not a thing that's 97, 98 with a unbelievable hook, but he's got 4 really good pitches. As soon as he learns how to control all of them, he's going to be a winner.
You remember when John Lester first came up with the Boston Red Sox? He reminds me a lot of Blake Snell, and Snell reminds me of Lester, of course, but he had a good arm, and then he learned how to pitch to one side of the plate, the inside part, and then he learned how to pitch to the outside part to the right-handers, and now he's always in that conversation about a potential Cy Young award.
Cutters and sinkers to both sides of the plate. You see he's just missing his spot just off the plate. Yeah, once you learn, and we've seen that all season long with Jay Happ, another late developing left-hander, a guy who can now command both sides of the plate with that fastball. Just opens up a world of possibilities for him.
1-2 to Russell Martin. Strike 3 called. Fastball on the inside corner. Blake Snell is through the top half of the first. A walk and a strikeout. Marco Estrada will take them out when we come back to Tropicana Field. manager in the major leagues, and he's in his second season at the helm of the Tampa Bay Rays. Let's take a look at the lineup for Tampa Bay. They're 57-76 last in the American League East, and Blue Jays got to do something to figure out this guy, Logan Forsythe. Look at his numbers against the Jays. .419 average with 6 extra base hits and 7 RBIs. And last night, he reached base 5 times. And then Brad Miller, a career-high 26 home runs and 68 RBIs. He has really found a home here at Tropicana Field, and now he's the everyday first baseman.
And showing off a lot of power. Hit that 26th home run last night. Marco Estrada gets his 24th start of the season tonight, and his last start, it's one of those, now that's more like it. That's more like Marco Estrada. 7 innings, 4 hits, just 1 earned run against the Baltimore Orioles as he won his 8th game of the season. 12th time with 4 hits or less.
John Navarro back behind the plate, making his first start for the Blue Jays. He made 75 starts with the White Sox before the trade. First pitch is in there for a strike. Marco at 8-6 for the season. Opponent's hitting just 200 against Estrada. Popped up, shallow right field. Bautista coming in, Travis going out. Bautista calls him off and makes the catch. Forsythe's retired. Defensively, the Blue Jays had a rough night in the field last night. They committed a couple of errors. Let's take a look at the defensive alignment tonight. Upton, Pilar, and Bautista in the outfield. Donaldson, Tulowitzki, Travis, and Encarnacion. Both Travis and Donaldson committing errors in last night's game. And Deanna Navarro catching for Marco Estrada tonight.
And that's why he's back there. Partly, I asked John Gibbons, partly said because Marco is back there, we'd like to team them up again, see what they can do. Also, a day game tomorrow. He wanted to give Russell the night off just a little bit, and he also wanted to keep Russell's bat in the lineup. So that's why you see Deanna Navarro behind the plate tonight.
The perfect storm of situations, and it worked out well. Kevin Kiermaier behind quickly 0-2. Navarro, as we mentioned, back with the Blue Jays. This is his second start. He started in Baltimore as the DH. Popped up. Donaldson has room. He's in foul territory now. 2 quick outs for Estrada here in the first. Marco Estrada pitched on regular rest last time out. He pitched very well, and you see the ERA in days of rest. 4 days of rest, it's under 2. When he gets 5 days, it's under 4. And then when he gets 6 or more days of rest, it's over 5. So he's back on his normal rest, and everybody's hopeful that he'll get back down to that 2 earned run area.
Well, he pitched on 4 days rest in his last start, and he was more like Marco Estrada last time out, like you said, against Baltimore. 7 innings, 1 earned run. He's also undefeated when he pitches on 4 days rest, and that's because he's a finesse type of pitcher, a touch and feel type of guy with his curveball, his changeup, and his cutter. The more work he can get in, I think the more sharp he's going to be.
Evan Longoria swings at 2 changeups, and Estrada's ahead 0-2. Longoria just 2 for 13 against Marco Estrada. They were teammates in college, Long Beach State. Quite a combination there. Tulowitzki, Longoria, and Marco Estrada all played college baseball together.
Yeah, I saw before the ball game Longoria and Tulowitzki talking as they were warming up before the ball game. They were talking to each other. I don't know what they were saying. I was already up here, but they had some kind of message that they wanted to talk about. Probably saying, hey, how do you hit this guy? That's probably what Longoria was asking Tulowitzki.
Longoria has done all right for himself this season. He's bounced back very effectively with the offensive production. Fastball called strike 3. Evan Longoria caught looking at an Estrada fastball. Marco 3 up, 3 down with the strikeout. When he hits that
September call-ups, but unlike last year, he didn't get a chance to play with the Blue Jays during the early parts of the season. I talked to him about that today, about the fact that Blue Jays management looks at this as a developmental year for Dalton Pompey. They want to make sure that he is ready to be a full-time player in the majors. He says his first instinct was, well, hey, of course I want to play in the major leagues. Who doesn't? But he's matured a lot, guys, and he understands that this is about the big picture, and he wants to make sure that he is ready and that when he does get called up, he is here to stay.
That's everybody's goal, is to make sure that once you get here, you stay here. Troy Tulowitzki fouls it straight back. Pompey last year got into 14 games with the Blue Jays during the regular season. Got off to a slow start. He actually broke with the club and went back down to AAA.
But then when he came back, he was involved in some big games, pinch running, pinch hitting, whatever you need to do to help the team win.
Tulowitzki grounds out to shortstop.
I have a feeling we're going to see some games decided by people coming off the bench for the Blue Jays here in the month of September, and Dalton might be one of those guys.
They've got some options now with Pompey. You'll remember he had 4 stolen bases in the postseason. He only had 1 at bat, and he got a base hit, and there's only 1 at bat. But his speed is an asset.
Well, you know what you have to do. You have to be ready. You got to prepare yourself every single day, like you're going to help the ball club try and win a ball game.
Upton goes after the first pitch. Long run for Franklin. He gets there, makes the catch in foul territory. 2 quick outs here in the second. So here is Deanna Navarro. He's a switch hitter. He will bat right-handed against Blake Snell. Of course, we mentioned Kelvin Upton Jr. spent a lot of time here with Tampa Bay. Same for Navarro. He played 5 seasons here in Tampa Bay, and he was a big part of their postseason run in 2008. He was the catcher at that time. Navarro had a good World Series against the Phillies. He was 6 for 17 in that World Series. 3.53 average. 0-2 quickly. Gets a piece of that off-speed pitch. Navarro is still just 32 years old. He came to the big leagues as a 20-year-old in 2004 with the Yankees for just 5 games. And then he went to the Dodgers in a trade.
Well, he's a very valuable guy. I think it's a good pickup by the Blue Jays. He can catch and give Russell a little bit of a blow when he needs to. The important thing is, as a catcher, you pick him up in September, he knows this pitching staff. A lot of times when you go outside the organization and you pick up a catcher, and it's going to take him a month just to understand and learn these pitchers. Deanna worked with them last year, so it's seamless, him coming over here.
Fastball away is fouled back. This is his 13th season in the major leagues. Navarro's an experienced player, and you can see his career numbers. The biggest asset he has in my mind is his game calling ability.
Outstanding. Just outstanding.
He takes a 2-out walk. Second walk issued by Snell.
Second in as many innings. That was the problem that Blake had in that last start. He had 4 walks in his inning and 2/3, including the last 3.
Navarro got everybody fooled. Now it's a full count. That was not ball 4. Covers that outside pitch and fouls it back. Gianna played 194 games over his 2 seasons, now into his 3rd season with the Blue Jays. good cut.
Boy, he's timing up that fastball, isn't he?
Do you think Deanna is a better hitter as a right-handed hitter or a left-handed hitter?
You know, I don't have the numbers in front of me, but if I had to guess, because he's facing a lot of right-handed pitchers, I bet you he's a better hitter left-handed. Maybe more power from the left side. Only because he faces more righties than lefties.
Well, that wouldn't foul. Of course, most switch hitters are natural right-handed hitters, but because the majority of the pitchers they face are right-handed, they'll get more at-bats batting left-handed. And as Matt Dermody, the new left-handed pitcher, anxious to make his first major league appearance. He was just called up from AAA Buffalo. Yesterday was his first day in the big leagues. What a battle, and Navarro's putting up against Snell. Full count, 2 outs. 6 foul balls in this at bat. This is popped up and playable. Brad Miller, the first baseman, makes the catch in foul territory. So Navarro pops out, 3 up, 3 down. The Jays are down in order in the top of the second. Here at Tropicana Field, Marco Estrada was mowing him down, getting some nice defensive work. Bautista in right field. And Marco takes a perfect game into the 8th inning. David DeJesus pops up, and Josh Donaldson spread out, dives into the seats to make a catch, and that would preserve the perfect game. And then the next batter, Logan Forsythe, chops one off the plate. Donaldson makes a terrific effort, but it's not in time. That's the first base runner for Tampa Bay. Estrada would go 8 2/3, allow 2 hits. The second hit was a legitimate double off the bat of Kevin Kiermaier. This is his 3rd start in this ballpark. Coming into this game, he's pitched 15 1/3 and allowed just 5 hits.
I looked up some of his numbers in his career against Tampa Bay, because some of his best numbers in his career have been against the Rays. He's got a 124 earned run average. He's thrown 36 1/3 innings. They've hit 171 against him. He's had 37 strikeouts and 7 base on balls. You know what his record is? 1-2. Moral of the story, there it is right there. You need some runs to win. You can pitch as great as you want to, but you need some runs.
This is Brad Miller. Estrada's ahead 1-2 on the Rays first baseman Miller. High fastball and a strikeout. Second strikeout of the ball game for Marco.
Well, that is what Leonard Navarro likes to use. He likes to use that high fastball because he says it complements his curveball and his changeup so well. He can go inside with it, or he can go upstairs. This time, watch where the glove is from Navarro, the catcher, and he hits it right upstairs above his hands. He worked so well last year, in the last couple of years, with Mark Burley. The same type of pitcher as Marco Estrada, the best type of pitcher who needs his changeup and his breaking ball. But Navarro caught both of those guys last year and was very effective with that high fastball.
And Marco Estrada took a page out of Burley's book, working quickly, not shaking off his catcher's signs. There's a good curveball in there for his strength. The numbers last year with Navarro catching, Estrada was 8-5. With Martin catching, it was 5-3. So not a real significant difference in the numbers. The ERA is about a 1.5 better with Navarro catching going over last year. But we heard John Gibbons in the pregame say, hey, Marco was an all-star this year with Russell catching.
Exactly. Exactly. So, you know, I don't know how much you can throw out there and give credit for. The credit should go to the guy on the mound. He's the guy making the great pitches.
He makes another great pitch right there to Duffy. That's 3 strikeouts in a row for Marco Estrada. Back-to-back strikeouts here in the second.
Last time to the mound against the Baltimore Orioles, he had just 4 strikeouts, but he only gave up 4 hits. Tonight, that's 3 strikeouts in a row.
Logan Morrison, he had a big hit in the game in last night's ball game, a 2-run home run on Marcus Stroman in the 6th. For Morrison, his 12th home run of the season.
That was on the first pitch in that at bat. It broke a 2-2 tie against Marcus Stroman. I think Marco Estrada took note of that and threw him 2 changeups or 2 breaking balls here in this at bat. A couple of curveballs against a first pitch fastball type of hitter.
Fly ball all right. Bautista coming in a few steps, makes a head high catch, and the inning is over. A couple of strikeouts, and the side retired in order by Marco Estrada. No score after 2.
Big homestand next weekend as the Boston Red Sox come to town from September 9th through 11th, followed by a visit again from the Tampa Bay Rays. And then later in the month, we'll see the New York Yankees and Baltimore Orioles come to visit. It's all American League East opponents at Rogers Center in the month of September, guys. Go to BlueJays.com for tickets, and boy, are we in for quite a month.
Indeed, it's going to be quite a month, and We were talking with Evan Longoria before the game. He said that's the beauty of the AL East. When it's close, anybody can beat you on a given night. And anybody that wins the East certainly earns it. Longoria's team did that in 2008. They went to the World Series and lost to the Phillies. This is Kevin Pillar. He takes a first pitch strike from Snell. Off the end of the bat. Little bouncer. Snell takes his time. Pillar's retired.
Last night it was Alex Cobb for the Tampa Bay Rays, and after the first inning, it looked like the Blue Jays were going to knock him out after 2 or 3 innings. But he settled down, started getting outs, retired the last 10, and pitched 5 innings against the Jays.
There was a couple of things that really allowed him to turn things around. It was what his defense did behind him.
Well, he was saying after that first inning, Troy Tulowitzki hit a ball that looked like it was going up the middle. And Logan Forsythe made a great play. And he said, you know what? I remember now I'm in the big leagues. I had 8 minor league rehab assignments. He said, hey, this is big league defense up here. I got to pitch to contact just a little bit more. And boy, he turned in a beauty, I thought, for his first game back after almost 2 years.
Coming back from Tommy John surgery, he had 5 innings, struck out 7. Devin Travis, a ball and a strike. Little looper behind second. Forsythe out. He's not going to get it. It's a base hit for Travis. It's the first hit for the Blue Jays.
Make your renovation a cut above during the DIY Expert Sale. Only at Home Building Center and Home Hardware Building Center.
Storms have settled down here in the St. Petersburg area. The storm has moved out of the area. Things have calmed down a little bit down here. Jose Bautista batting with 1 out. He had a good cut at that high pitch.
He is getting some fastballs to hit. He's just missing them. Timing off just a little bit.
Jose homered in his first at bat on Wednesday night in Baltimore. Had a first pitch out of the ballpark for a home run. Snell's done a much better job of locating his pitches here early in the game compared to what we saw from him last time against the Blue Jays.
Well, he was shooting the ball all over the place and couldn't find the plate. And like I said, he was saying, I look forward to this start. Since the last time I faced him, I believe in my ability and I believe in what I can do.
You don't hear too many people looking forward to facing the Blue Jays. Be careful what you wish for.
But I'll tell you what, it was the shortest outing of his career, and it was the shortest start for any Rays pitcher in more than 2 years, an inning and 2/3. So you got to have that kind of attitude, don't you?
Absolutely.
That you want to go back out there and show them that that's not the pitcher that he feels like he is.
Well, the defense contributed to his problems in that ball game. He allowed 5 runs, just 3 earned runs. There was a ball that was dropped by the right fielder, Steven Souza Jr., that allowed Donaldson another swing, and Donaldson got a base hit ahead of the Tulowitzki home run. Bautista fouls it off the catcher. Full count, 1 out. We're in the 3rd inning. No score here in Tropicana Field. The Blue Jays have a 1-game lead over the Boston Red Sox. Boston pounded on Oakland last night to the tune of 16-2. The Orioles beat the Yankees 8-0. Things are tightening up in the
East. Yes, it is. Every game becomes very important.
Pop-up into shallow right. Forsythe, the second baseman, is out. He makes the catch. Josh Donaldson is part of a very potent offense, but it seems as though when opponents shut down Donaldson, they effectively shut down the Blue Jays.
Remember the old line that Reggie Jackson used to say, the straw that stirs the camel, the drink, or whatever it was? This is the same thing, I guess you could say, with Josh Donaldson. His average in Blue Jay wins .352, an OPS of 1.201. Look at the home runs and RBI, so he does stir the drink.
Grounded out to second his first time up. They were playing him into shift.
He and Edwin are the guys I think you have to really deal with night in and night out, because they can take the ball out of the ballpark at any time.
Travis is not going to run with Donaldson at the plate. Derek Shelton's a hitting coach for the Rays, and he paid Tulowitzki a tremendous compliment before this game. He said, Josh Donaldson never ever thinks about hitting the ball softly. He is thinking about hammering every pitch he sees. He said he has a unique ability for thinking swing, 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 don't. And he loads up with the intention of jumping on every pitch until his eyes tell him not to.
He's dangerous, isn't he? Dangerous looking. Especially when he's in one of the grooves that he is in right now.
There's a perfect example of that. He was looking for that pitch inside, but it's too far inside. He has this same focus during batting practice, and not many guys can do that. But when he is going well, he really locks in, even in batting practice. Big cut. Now took something off of that pitch.
2-0. He's not going to just flip a fastball in there and let the reigning MVP see how far he can hit it. He took a little something off of that. You can see he's got some nice movement on that fastball. Just 86 miles an hour.
High pop down the left side. That's got a chance to hit the catwalk, and it did. Looked like it hit the catwalk and then went into the stands. And it's always a challenge for defensive players, for umpires. Everybody has to really focus on this roof with all of the catwalks and the support wires and guy wires, everything going on up there.
Official scorers and broadcasters, everybody. And I think he hit the catwalk yesterday. He just fouled that one. He knew he just missed it, but he hit it high and deep and off one of the supports here. But give me that pitch again.
Another good pitch, another good swing. Yeah, Donaldson was awarded a ground rule double last night for a ball that appeared to hit something out in center, and nobody really saw it. They went to video review and they didn't see it. They didn't have a definitive camera angle of the ball. But it didn't come down in a timely fashion, as if it was free and didn't hit something.
Yeah, especially when you got Kiermaier out there in center field. He lost the ball. So you got to figure something was up. Well, Josh has battled back now. He's ahead 3-2.
2 out, so Travis at first will be on the move. Encarnacion waiting on deck. Little squiver up the third baseline. Now to another off-speed pitch. Now, we mentioned was a first-round pick in 2011. His father pitched 6 years in the minors, and he was his Little League coach, his high school baseball coach. He had a good instructor in his father as he grew up. Ball 4 outside. Donaldson takes a 2-out walk. A lengthy battle. That one was won by Donaldson. That's the second walk that Snell has issued here this evening.
That's going to bring everybody in to talk about what they want to do with Edwin Encarnacion. Evan Longoria, you can see him standing behind there having something to say to his young pitcher. He threw some good pitches to a pretty good hitter, and Donaldson worked him over. What you don't want to do now is lose your concentration to this guy standing at the plate.
And those numbers will vouch for that. Across the board, an impressive year for Encarnacion. No score in this ball game. We're in the top of the third. Snell has given up 4 home runs. This is his 15th start of the season. He's given up home runs to Kinsler, Beltran, Tulowitzki, and Alex Bregman in his last start.
Tulo's was the big one, that 3-run home run early. Put the Blue Jays up. Chance to do that right here. They would go on to win that game 7-0 against Tampa Bay.
Tulowitzki hit a breaking ball just over the wall down the left field line. A low line drive home run. Inside, Edwin looks like he's seeing the ball well out of Snell's hand. It's just a little bit away. You see him turn and asks Ryan O'Nora whether or not it was a strike.
2 of them in the same spot, and Edwin swung through both of them.
Little flare into center. That's going to drop. Here comes Travis around third. He's going to score. Kiermaier had trouble getting the ball out of his glove, but Travis, running on contact, scores the first run of the ball game. Encarnacion RBI number 108.
And it was the same pitch. He went back to the well for the 3rd time, that high fastball. This time Edwin's able to get on top of it, get just enough of it to get it out of the reach of Forsythe. Doesn't hit it hard enough to get it to Kiermaier. And that's going to allow Travis to score with 2 outs. One more time, Kiermaier just a little bit of trouble, and then he thought better of it and said, you know what, I better hold on to it and just get it back into the infield. Clutch hitting right there from Encarnacion again.
Russell Martin called out on strikes his first time up. Martin took a fastball on the inside corner for strike 3. Be interesting to see if he's looking for that pitch in this at bat. Fastball away, foul back.
Yeah, you file that away if you're a hitter. Now you've got some runners on base. You file it away and say, okay, how did he get me out the first time? Well, when I got the 2 strikes, he slipped that fastball inside. I bet you Russell's going to be looking for it this at bat.
Changeup and a good one. Snell's got a nice tempo going early in this game. He's not really trying to muscle up on any pitches. He's thrown the changeup very effectively.
He's got a lot more movement on his pitches than he did the first time we saw him.
Two and two now to Martin. A run in here, the end of the 3rd. Evan Travis with the leadoff single. Donaldson with a 1-out walk, and then Encarnacion with a base hit to center field to drive home Travis. That'll end the inning. Another good changeup from Blake Snell, but the Blue Jays break out on top. Edwin Encarnacion has been doing it all season long.
A game in the U.S., share your experiences using the hashtag #FromAnywhere. With Roam Like Home starting at $5 a day, when roaming in the U.S. on a Share Everything plan, you can use your phone just as you do at home in over 100 destinations around the world. Go to Rogers.com/RoamLikeHome for more details. Very lovely family there. Little girl celebrating her 8th birthday earlier this week, guys.
Great way to spend the evening with your family at the ballpark. High fly ball deep to Bautista at the track, at the wall, makes the catch. Nick Franklin just missed hitting a home run. Bautista right up against the wall to make the grab.
You see Jose looking up at that roof like he didn't see it. One more time, he keeps looking up there saying, well, it's up there somewhere. He gets that cutter in just a little bit where Franklin just couldn't extend through the ball, and Jose makes a catch up against the wall.
Corey Dickerson, the left fielder, batting 8th. Estrada has retired 7 straight to start this game.
Well, one of the things that the Tampa Bay Rays can do this year that they couldn't do last year is they can hit home runs. This is one of the guys. Corey's got 18 home runs this season. Rays hit 42 home runs in the month of August. That was their 4th highest total for a month. Last night they hit 3 more. Certain guys in the lineup you got to be careful with. This is one of them.
Yeah, they're hard charging. Thinking about the long ball, Dickerson has 18 home runs. Inside. 2-1 now to the number 8 hitter.
That's Derek Shelton in the middle right there, the hitting coach for the Tampa Bay Rays. They also had 106 extra base hits in the month of August. That was the most in the major leagues. So the hitting is starting to catch up to the pitching here in Tampa.
Yeah, they have struggled offensively for a number of years, but they went out and added some bats to their lineup. Brad Miller, Corey Dickerson, complimenting Evan Longoria, and it's not an accident that Longoria's numbers come back.
Got a little bit more protection around you in the lineup. You got more guys on base.
Off the plate, it's a full count. Ball 4. Dixon takes a walk. That's the first base runner for Tampa Bay.
lot has changed in 40 years, but one thing hasn't. Honda, proud fan since 1977, official vehicle of the Toronto Blue Jays.
Tropicana Field in St. Petersburg, Florida. That's where we are. Game 2 of this 3-game series against the Rays. Second stop on a 3-city road trip for the Blue Jays. Bobby Wilson goes after the first pitch. Wilson has had an interesting season. He has played in Detroit, Texas, and Tampa Bay this season.
Correct me if I'm wrong. This is the third team that the Blue Jays have seen him in. Third different uniform, right?
Exactly.
We saw him with Texas earlier this season. Saw him with Detroit, and now here he is with Tampa Bay. And he always, well, at least he's had some big games when he was with Texas against him. Hit a big home run against him.
Had a grand slam against him at Rogers Center.
Grand slam.
Wilson, 33 years old. He is from Dunedin, Florida, home of the Blue Jays for spring training. He began his career in the Angels organization, came to the big leagues for the first time in 2008. Played 5 seasons with the Angels.
Marco looking for that ground ball right here. Get out of this inning.
Elevates the fastball and strikes out Wilson. 4 strikeouts for Estrada. First time through the batting order.
He's looking sharp tonight. He's using his fastball up in the strike zone a little bit more than what we have seen in the past. 4 strikeouts through the first 9 batters of the ball game.
Back to the top of the order, Logan Forsythe. Flied out to right field his first time up. Coming into this game, Forsythe had a .419 batting average against the Blue Jays this season. We were talking to John Gibbons about that. He says, this guy hits us. Seems like he doesn't hit anybody else, but he hits us.
First 3 guys in their lineup, he pointed out, have hit the Blue Jays this year. Forsythe, Kiermaier, and Longoria, big numbers against the Jays this year. 276 coming into this game for Forsythe, over 400 against the Blue Jays.
Late on that fastball, and he pops it into the seats. Kiermaier coming into this game batting .353 against the Blue Jays. Longoria 276, but a couple of homers and 6 ribbies. So top 3 in this batting order have been tough on the Blue Jays. And because of that, the Rays have the advantage in the season series 8-6. There goes the runner. Navarro's throws a good one right on the money, and he got him. Corey Dickerson thrown out by Diana Navarro. A terrific throw from Navarro. He had a quick release and an accurate throw. He throws it on the money to end the inning. Corey Dickerson caught for the 2nd time this season. Travis is there, slaps the tag on Dickerson, and that ends the inning. Blue Jays have a 1-0 lead.
season are now available, and with a purchase and membership you can buy 2016 postseason tickets. This is the limited time offer while supplies last. So many great benefits for being a season ticket holder, including some exclusive events and enrollment into the My Blue Jays member program. You can go to bluejays.com for season tickets. Guys,
thank you, Barry. Troy Tulowitzki leads things off against Blake Snell. Tulowitzki grounded out to shortstop his first time up. 1-0 Blue Jays. Well, the changeup has been a good pitch for Snell early in this game.
He didn't have that in that last start. He didn't have much of anything. He just fell behind. A lot of hitters walked him. Tonight, a little bit more sharper. You can see why he was voted the Rays' #1 pitching prospect coming into this season.
That's popped up right over the middle of the diamond. Remember, the first baseman makes the catch. Tulowitzki's retired. Melvin Upton Jr. popped out down the right field line in foul territory in the second. The Rays put up a very fine video tribute to Upton last night before he stepped in the box for his first at bat, and he was on deck watching it on the video board. It was a very nice tribute to Upton in his career spent here with Tampa Bay.
Had a chance to listen to the pregame show today, and Melvin was talking about the success as a Ray that he has had against the Blue Jays in the past. He was talking about 4 walk-off hits he had against the Blue Jays when he was with the Tampa Bay Rays.
Well, you remember the Blue Jays had such a tough time beating the Rays in this ballpark, and Upton was right in the middle of a lot of those rallies.
Four walk-off hits, home runs, squibbers, that ball out of play. But you're right. John Gibbons was talking about that earlier today, that this Rays team is a little bit different than the Rays team that Melvin played on. That had a lot more speed. They would nickel and dime you to death on the bases and squeak out runs here and there. They'd run that first and third bunt play as well as anybody.
This time Upton strikes out. Third strikeout for Snell. Well, when the Blue Jays saw Blake Snell at Rogers Center on August 10th, they knocked him out of the ballgame after an inning and 2/3. But you can see he's throwing the ball well here tonight. And that's what he's done in his last 5 home starts. He's pitched very well.
That's not bad right there. Pretty good numbers. He's getting his share of runs, almost 6 runs a game, but he's pitching better, throwing strikes. He hasn't pitched 6 full innings since July the 24th when the team was out in Oakland. So he's well rested. Just 3 innings in his last start against Houston. They touched him up for 9 hits and 5 runs.
Well, he's pitching with confidence tonight. Jumps ahead of Navarro. 0-2. The Blue Jays, we mentioned they have a game lead over the Boston Red Sox. Red Sox will play later on tonight with Rick Porcello going to the mound looking for his 19th win. Off the end of the bat.
David Price looked pretty good last night.
Well, I tell you what, I could look pretty good when you score that many runs. Boston, what a juggernaut offense they have. They have the Blue Jays offense of a year ago. And they have guys that are having career seasons, and they've got a deep lineup just like the Blue Jays. High, deep drive, but well foul. They got the head out on that one.
Tried to slip that fastball by Deanna. He was waiting for it. Blue Jays offense a little bit different this year than what we saw last year. They've actually out-homered the team last year's team by 11 so far through 134 games this year. But it just doesn't seem like the quote juggernaut like they had last year.
It's interesting. We were talking with John Gibbons about that very fact, that The third in the American League in runs scored, but it's kind of like a however note. Well, but however, you don't beat up on teams like you did last year.
Doesn't seem like that. But you're right. They're third in the American League in runs scored.
Navarro having another extended at bat against Blake Snell. Foul tip held on to by Bobby Wilson. 4 strikeouts now for Snell through 4 innings, but the Blue Jays have a 1-0 lead.
It is the Grand Prix at the Glen. Watch Canada's James Hinchcliffe take on a high-octane field. The race goes at 2 o'clock Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific. You can watch that on Sportsnet 360 and Sportsnet Now. Now back to Buck and Pat.
Thank you, Barry. Blue Jays lead it 1-0 as we go to the bottom of the 4th. Blue Jay fans here in attendance having a good time. Tough loss last night. Blue Jays didn't play well at all last night. They lost 8-2. They kicked it around in the field, made a couple of errors, and couldn't get anything going offensively. This is Logan Forsythe. He was at the plate when Yonder Navarro threw out Corey Dickerson in the 3rd inning.
That was a good throw. It was a tough pitch for Navarro. It was a changeup with 2 strikes. He went out, got it, threw a good pitch or a good strike down to second base. Just the 8th base runner that Navarro has caught this year. Came at a pretty good time.
Janner making his first start for the Blue Jays behind the plate. Forsythe with another hit, thinking about making a turn around first. He'll stop there as Upton gets it back in quickly. That's the first hit of the ball game for Tampa Bay.
Forsythe broke up the no-hitter last year. We showed that earlier tonight. He's going to break it up right here. 1-1 changeup line just out of the reach of Josh Donaldson at 3rd base. Josh got that momentum going and almost came up with a brilliant play, but it's a clean single. First hit of the night for Tampa Bay.
Now, this is the part of the lineup that gives the Blue Jays problems. 4th night. Kiermaier and Evan Longoria. Kiermaier popped out to Donaldson in foul territory his first time up. Kiermaier with terrific speed, and Donaldson recognizes the fact that he's a threat to bunt as well.
But he's got some pop too. That's why it makes him a very dangerous hitter. They put him up in that number 2 spot. Remember, we saw him last time. He was hitting down in the lineup.
Pops this one up, and Navarro will make the easy play. Well, that's a easy out for the Blue Jays. And that'll bring Evan Longoria to the plate with 1 out, and he has really had a comeback season when you look at his numbers from a year ago. 21 home runs. At this pace, he's projected to hit 38. That would be a career high. He hasn't driven in 100 runs since 2010, and look at the OPS improvement this season. Pat, how much is that to do with the guys they've added into this lineup to help Longoria?
I think that's part of the reason. He's got better hitters in the lineup. He got some more dangerous hitters in the lineup, and he's a great player as he pops that ball up.
Navarro over in front of the dugout makes the catch. Longoria out on 1 pitch.
You know, also, think about this. They have not had a player driving 100 runs since Evan Longoria drove in 100 runs in 2010. That's a long time ago. They just haven't been a very good offensive team, a powerful offensive team. This year, though, they've got some guys in there that can hurt you, knock the ball out of the ballpark, like this guy right here with 26 of them. So Longoria's numbers are a lot better.
Now, Longoria drove in 100 in his second and third year, 2009, 2010. Brad Miller goes after the first pitch. Miller struck out his first time up.
He's already had more RBIs since the All-Star break than he collected before the break. Before the break, he played in 81 games at 32 RBIs. He got 36 in 41 games since the All-Star break. So, got to be careful with this guy.
This is his best offensive season so far in his major league career. This is his 4th season. His 3rd season as an everyday player, and his 1st year here with Tampa Bay. He grew up in Orlando and was always a very good high school player. Went to Clemson, drafted out of Clemson in the 2nd round by Seattle. That curveball has been an effective weapon for Estrada early in this game.
He's got all 3 pitches tonight. His fastball's been good. He's been able to place it where he needs to. His changeup has been good, and the curveball's been good. So all 3 of those things working here early in the ball game for Marco.
I mentioned Marco made 2 previous starts here at Tropicana Field. The June 24th start last year, in which he took a perfect game into the 8th inning. And then the last Saturday of the regular season, he pitched very well here, October 3rd. Miller strikes out for a 2nd time. Estrada's got that good fastball location tonight. 5 strikeouts for Marco.
any Blue Jays fan. You can download it today for unrivaled news, analysis, and video highlights of Canada's team. Plus, never miss a single pitch with our in-depth live game tracker. It's available on iOS and Android devices. And guys, a great team of writers we have, including our own Shai Davidi, who's here at the Trop today.
Great opportunity to stay up to date with everything Blue Jays. Lots of Blue Jay fans here in attendance at Tropicana Field. 3-game series, and then Blue Jays will head to New York to take on the Yankees. Just a reminder, Monday's game will be a day game on Labor Day in New York, so don't forget that. We will play 1 o'clock Eastern time. Ball and strike to Kevin Pillar. Pillar grounded out to the pitcher, his first timer.
Both of these pitchers look on their game tonight, don't they? Snell's been using his fastball. His changeup's been good. Throwing just enough curveballs for strikes.
Popped up on the infield. Forsythe right at the edge of the dirt makes the catch. Pillar's retired.
The all-new 2017 Ridgeline, our newest vehicle and their newest fan. Honda, official vehicle of the Toronto Blue Jays.
Sun setting here in St. Petersburg, and it's the first time they've seen the sunset for a few days down here. All the tropical storm weather last few days. It rained hard again today for a long time.
I was out in it, walking around. Got soaked. After that, though, it turned out to be a nice day. A lot of players here on the Blue Jays live in this area, and they have a chance to go home and sleep in their own beds here. 4 days that they're going to spend here, 3 games, and then the off day on Thursday.
Yeah, this will be the last trip here to Tampa Bay this season. Looks like Erasmo Ramirez loosening up for the Rays.
Well, as good as Blake Snell has thrown tonight, the Blue Jays have worked him over.
Fly ball to center. Kiermaier has plenty of room at the edge of the warning track, 2 away.
Through the first 3 innings, he threw 64 pitches, so that elevated pitch count not going to last that much longer as he closes in on 90 now in the 5th inning. So that's why you see Erasmo Ramirez, the long man in that pen, up and starting to work.
Obviously, a young starter, you want to make sure that you take care of him. This is the 15th start of the season for Blake Snell.
I think we're seeing what pitching coach Jim Hickey was talking about with this young starter, that he said he's the real deal. That once he gets a little bit more experience and understands himself and the league just a little bit better, he's going to be a big winner for him. They traded Matt Moore, another young lefty that they had some control over, because they have Blake Snell. They believe in him, that he can just take his spot.
Well, a lot of good things happening for the Rays here at the end of the season. Alex Cobb's returned from Tommy John surgery. He'd missed over a year. He is healthy again. Blake Snell, 23 years old. This is his 15th start. So all of these things building toward next year.
Got a new shortstop in Matt Duffy.
Breaking ball, and Bautista strikes out. 5 strikeouts for Blake Snell. It's a 1-0 game. Marco Estrada has the lead.
authentic Blue Jays memorabilia. Game used jerseys, bats, baseballs, and more. Visit jshop.ca and click on Blue Jays Auction. Guys, you were talking yesterday about the authenticators here. Well, I sit next to the one in Toronto, and it's amazing how many balls during the course of a game they put those little stickers on and end up auctioning them off. So if you do want a game-used ball, it is very possible to get one.
Yeah, it's kind of a new aspect of baseball that they are making sure that all those broken bats and baseballs are authenticated. So you can bid on them, and they are at auction. Most of them are at BlueJays.com, and the auction items you can pick up. Here is Matt Duffy. Pat, you mentioned Duffy being picked up from the San Francisco Giants for Matt Moore. And if you're going to have a good team, you're going to have a good shortstop.
Guy's not going to beat you defensively. He's going to make all the plays. They paid a heavy price for Matt Duffy. Duffy was playing third base for the San Francisco Giants when we saw them earlier, but he has played shortstop. They gave up Matt Moore, a very promising young left-hander. And all he has done since he's been traded to the San Francisco Giants is pitch his tail off. He had a no-hitter with 2 outs in the 9th inning.
Yeah, it's a pretty good addition to that rotation that had a good effort from Madison Bumgarner today. San Francisco beat the Cubs 3-2 in Chicago. Duffy lines it to right field. Bautista is right there, makes the catch. Well, Marco Estrada loves pitching here at Tropicana Field. The Rays have had just 1 hit. When you look at the opponent's batting average in the American League, he is the lowest at 200. And then Justin Verlander, Corey Kluber, who was voted the American League Pitcher of the Month for August, and Chris Sale, the great lefty from the White Sox. But Estrada leads the pack. I
love these stats right here. Lowest batting average against. Marco leading the pack. That shows you how dominant he has been. And on top of a low batting average against, even the hits that they get, there's a lot of soft contact against Estrada. He has that ability to take that sting out of the opposition's bat. And they have to pitch this guy carefully. He hit a long home run last night.
Logan Morrison, he lined out to Bautista in the 2nd. You used a great word I like in talking about Marco Estrada, dominating hitters. And he dominates them with the combination of fastball, changeup, and curveballs, occasional cutter. But he doesn't dominate them with velocity. He dominates them with finesse.
Finesse and smart, making pitches. You know, he can tell that the Rays are sitting on his breaking ball and his off-speed pitch. He's been using the fastball quite nicely, dropping in a curveball every now and then. It's very comfortable tonight.
Well, a lot of that goes back to the catcher, Gianna Navarro, because he flashes signs and never even hesitates because Estrada's not going to shake him off. Mentioned Navarro, big part of the World Series team for Tampa Bay back in 2008. Popped up back behind home and over the screen out of play.
3-1 changeup. That's what his pitching is all about right there. Threw 3 fastballs, missed his spot. Then in a fastball count, he throws him a changeup. Let's see what he does here now. 3-2. His curveball's been good tonight. He can throw a changeup if he wants to, or he can try and slip a fastball by him. Let's see what the honor has in mind against Logan Morrison.
Here's the 3-2 pitch. High fastball. He strikes him out. Morrison couldn't lay off that high heater. You always hear pitching coaches and pitchers talk about how difficult it is to work 2 and 3 times through the batting order, but that's not the case with Marco Estrada.
How about that? First time through, they hit 217, a robust 217. It goes down to 202, and then just 178 third time through. So he continues to make pitches. He continues to make adjustments. How about some of those organizations that don't allow their starters to pitch 3 times through the order? If that's Marco Estrada, that's when he does his best work.
Yeah, that's why, you know, you can lean on statistics all you want, but you have to really believe your eyes. Believe what your eyes are telling you. And Marco Estrada gives up weak contact. You mentioned it.
3rd time through, Mariners are hitting 178 against him.
Johnny Padres was a long-time pitching coach for the late Jim Fregosi, and he was a great pitcher with the Dodgers. And Jim Fregosi used to sit next to them when they were together with the Phillies and said, "How many pitches do we have?" And Padres says, "Not enough."
He could just tell with his eyes, right?
He didn't have enough. And then when he would get hit around a little bit, he'd say, "He's got too many."
Time to go to the pen.
Another high fastball. Nick Franklin, he hit a ball to the warning track in right field his first time up. Gave it a pretty good ride.
You know what that high fastball does? It serves a couple of purposes. It stands up that hitter just a little bit, but that high fastball will complement the curveball. You'll see high fastball coming out of the pitcher's hand, and if he throws him a curveball, you might give up on it. That's when you can drop it in for strike 3.
Curveball ripped into center field. Pilar over to cut it off. He cuts it off. Franklin will stop at first. It's the second base hit for Tampa Bay. A 2-out single on a curveball.
I think Nick Franklin was thinking along right with Marco Estrada on that one. He waited back almost like he was looking for it. Here's the curveball. It spins up there. Stays back on it. Hits it hard. Second hit of the night for the Rays.
That was a good illustration of Franklin just pushing back off of his toe, but not really picking up that front foot. Just getting a little momentum push back before he cut on that curveball. Corey Dickerson, he drew a walk in the 3rd, but was thrown out trying to steal to end the 3rd inning. Up over near the Blue Jays dugout. Navarro over and gets there and makes the catch. Corey Dickerson pops out to end the bottom of the 5th. We'll go to the 6th with the Blue Jays leading at 1-0. Josh Donaldson will lead things off. Edwin Encarnacion has the Blue Jays RBI so far tonight, and Russell Martin the DH.
From Rogers, including offers on phones, tablets, data, and more on select 2-year Sarah Everything plans. Hurry into a Rogers store today. And while the kids are back in school, many parts here in the United States, guys, they all head back. This is the final weekend back home in Canada, and they're back to school on Tuesday.
There's a lot of parents celebrating that fact. A lot of moms going, well, thank God summer is over. Get the kids back in school. Blue Jays are going to have some great homestands coming up and opportunity to see some good ball clubs. Tampa Bay and Boston will be in town when the Blue Jays come back home on Friday.
Boston over the weekend, 8th weekend series against the Red Sox.
Josh Donaldson has grounded out and walked, looking to extend his hit streak to 12 straight. Two and two now to the leadoff man here in the 6th.
I am guessing that Kevin Cash, the manager of the Tampa Bay Rays, is going to have a quick hook for Blake Snell if any runners get on base. That's why Ramirez is up and ready to go in the pen.
Donaldson strikes out. One down here in the 6th.
What a nice little comeback effort by Blake Snell. First time against the Blue Jays. He gets knocked down in the 2nd inning, and he said, I can't wait to face that team again. I look forward to this since the last time I faced them. He says, I believe in my ability and I believe what I can do. Well, look at those numbers. 5 1/3 innings. He's only given up 2 hits.
Yeah, he's done a nice job, man. He has really picked up the strikeout pace in the 2nd half of the season. Averaging about 11 strikeouts per 9 innings in the 2nd half of the season.
That's what he did all in the minor leagues. Get all those pitches over. Put up big numbers last year.
This is popped up a mile high out into the outfield. The right fielder, Nick Franklin, calls off Forsythe, makes the catch. 2 away. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of Rogers Blue Jays Baseball Partnership and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. Any accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Rogers Blue Jays Baseball Partnership. Blue Jays clinging to a 1-0 lead as they try to even the series at a game apiece. So Martin has struck out twice. Once looking, once swinging. Yeah, you're right, Pat. I can see why the Rays are excited about the future for Blake Snell. Very smooth delivery tonight, and he's been able to command strike zone, all different quadrants of the strike zone very well.
He uses pitches, all of his pitches, when he needs to. Back him off the plate like that and then go change up, down and away. I mean, that's the backbone of this organization. Great starting pitching, and the prospects next year look pretty good for him. You got Archer and Cobb coming back, Snell, Odorizzi, Matt Andriese.
Odorizzi's had a terrific 2nd half to his season. He's 9-5 with a .356 earned run average. Upstairs, full count to Russell Martin.
Drew Smiley, you throw him in there. I mean, they've got 6 legitimate big league starters for their team next year.
Martin strikes out for a 3rd time. That's 7 strikeouts for Blake Snell. Blue Jays still have a 1-0 lead behind Marco Estrada.
You log in and earn some points simply for watching tonight's broadcast. Here is your code for today. It is MBJ8320. The entry box is on your My Blue Jays homepage. You have till 11:59 tonight to enter, and we will have another code for you tomorrow, guys.
Thank you, Barry. Marco Estrada shutting out the Rays on just 2 hits through 5 innings. Catcher Bobby Wilson batting in the 9th spot takes the first pitch strike. Wilson struck out in the 3rd. Estrada has 6 strikeouts. Blake Snell has 7. Game like this, you're always anxious because this Rays team hits a lot of home runs. They've hit 179 home runs this season.
Blue Jays haven't had a base runner since the 3rd inning. Base runner.
Blue Jays scored 2 in the first last night and then waited until the 8th inning to score another run.
And I think they had 2 hits after the 2nd inning last night. Some of that goes to the great pitching. Now I hear the ball dumped down the right field line.
It's a fair ball. Bobby Wilson hit it right off the end of the bat, and it dropped fair down the right field line. And Encarnacion giving chase, and he made a nice play. When that ball bounced up, he grabbed it barehanded.
Well, he always seems to come up with big hits against the Blue Jays. This time right off the end of the bat, and Encarnacion did everything he could. You could see how close that ball came to going foul. Just a couple of inches. He keeps it fair. Good start here in the 6th inning. Just a little blooper down the right field line.
Hit number 3 for Tampa Bay. 3 singles.
And then the hottest hitter comes up to the plate in Forsythe. It's the last guy you want to see after a base hit.
Forsythe got the first hit off of Estrada in the 4th inning. He's 1 for 2. He's been on base 6 of the 7 times he's come to the plate so far in this series.
Good pitch to head. He just missed that one. I told you that the Rays hit 42 home runs in the month of August. Second most in the month of August in their franchise history. The Orioles hit the most home runs in the American League. 55. Blue Jays right behind them with 47. And the Rays at 42. So they are never out of any ball game. And you're right, in these 1-run games, one mistake when you've got teams that are filled with home run hitters can turn a ball game around.
Yeah, and you're the tough part of the lineup. Kiermaier is on deck, and behind him, Longoria. Another base hit for Forsythe. Back-to-back singles.
Make your renovation a cut above during the DIY Expert Sale. Only at Home Building Center and Home Hardware Building Center.
Logan Forsythe 2 for 3 so far in this game. As we mentioned, he was on base all 5 times he came to the plate last night. If I were catching right now, next time he comes to the plate, I'm telling him what's coming.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll make him hesitate just a little bit.
Tell him fastball, throw him a fastball, might surprise him. Blue Jays are playing this like Kiermaier's going to bunt. As you see everyone get into position, and Donaldson, I don't think they're going to bunt here. They don't have the right player out at second base. You got a slower runner. I think Kiermaier might be swinging. Oh, wow.
What a bunt. Estrada has to hurry, and it's a wide throw. Kiermaier never gives you anything less than 100% when he's running the bases, and he was flying down the baseline. It was a terrific bunt. He hit it right off the end of the bat and really killed it out in front of home.
That's why I thought the play might have been to third base, because the runner at second base was a slow runner. They had a better chance of getting him a force out at third base than getting the speedy Kiermaier. There, you can see right there, here comes Bobby Wilson. He's got a shot at him, but he elects to go up to first base. Kiermaier beats it out. It's an infield hit. Just like that, 3 straight hits to open up the 6th inning.
And here is Evan Longoria with nobody out. First pitch swing, there's a base hit. Wilson's in to score. They're going to stop Forsythe at third, and Longoria has tied it up. RBI number 84 for the third baseman.
That'll bring Pete Walker to the mound to slow things down here for the Blue Jays. Looked like it might have been a cutter open to get that ball off the barrel, and he just squeaks it through the left side. Forsythe was thinking about scoring, but Melvin Upton did a good job charging that ball, hitting the cutoff man, and 4 straight hits to open up the 6th inning now.
Bobby Wilson started it with a bloop single that dropped just inside the foul line down the right field line.
Forsythe had a solid hit, then Kiermaier had a perfect bunt. And then Longoria finds a hole on the left side. Got to stop the bleeding somehow right here.
And now you got another hot hitter. Longoria and Forsythe for the month of August both had 25 RBIs. First time the Rays have had teammates with 25 RBIs in a single month. Still nobody out. Bases remain loaded. Breaking ball fouled out of play. Blue Jays bullpen up and working. Lefty is Brett Cecil. The right-hander's Joe Biagini. The Rays have now out-hit the Blue Jays 6-2.
Blue Jays need a pop-up or a strikeout right here against Miller. That's why you see that high fastball from Marco to Miller. Be careful, though. Don't miss your spot.
Miller has struck out both times tonight. Struck out in the second, struck out in the fourth. Estrada got him on a high fastball his last time up. 3-1 count. An off-speed pitch, and he fouled it off. Bases loaded, walk, and that'll give the Rays the lead. Miller picks up his 69th RBI as Forsythe comes in to score. So once again, a tandem of Longoria and Miller.
Do it again.
Driving in runs here.
Driving in runs and keeps the line moving. Blue Jays will play the middle of the infield back. They'll exchange 2 outs for a run right here, looking for the ball on the ground off of Matt Duffy. If you're a corner infielder, you got to come home here.
Downstairs for ball 1. Still nobody out. Now it's 2-0. Peel down to first base. No swing, says Pat Holbert. The Rays team, a very loose team. Obviously, they're in last place. They have really nothing to lose and everything to gain. Play the spoiler role, and they've always played the Blue Jays tough.
There was a series earlier this year at Rogers Center where they could do no wrong against the Blue Jays. Swept them away at Rogers Center. They're playing some loose ball right now.
You mentioned that series, and that's the series before the Blue Jays went to Minnesota and put Bautista in the leadoff spot, and that's when they got things turned around. But they kind of hit rock bottom when the Rays swept them at home.
That was rock bottom.
Swinging a drive deep to left. This is going to be off the wall. One runs in. Here comes the second one right behind him, and they're waving the runner all the way from first, and Miller scores a 3-run double for Matt Duffy.
You got the bases loaded and nobody out. You're playing with house money. You're just looking for something out over the plate. And as well as Marco Estrada's pitched through 5 innings, the 6 innings, it's been tough. There's the pitch out over the plate, and he gets all of this one, lines it off the wall when the ball ricochets away from Melvin Upton. That's going to allow Miller to score from first base. His throw goes to third base. And again, Marco was sensational through 5 innings, and it all fell apart here in the 6th.
Still nobody out. Estrada didn't get an out here in the 6th as Tampa Bay has jumped all over the Blue Jays. 5 runs in the 6th, still nobody out. Brett Cecil into the game.
Treat you like gold. Learn more at westjet.com/getgold.
Marco Estrada was breezing along through 5 innings. He had allowed just 2 hits through 5 innings, and then the wheels fell off here in the 6th. Brett Cecil into the game.
All started after that bloop single by Wilson. Now Brett Cecil's got to come in here and get the Blue Jays out of this mess.
Logan Morrison goes after the first pitch and pulls it foul.
Got the left-hander Morrison, switch hitter in Franklin, then another left-hander in Dickerson. First time that we have seen Brett in this series. Last time he pitched was on the 31st at Baltimore, just a third of an inning against the Orioles.
Little looper, and that's going to drop for a base hit. Bautista plays it on a hop. Duffy stops at third. Morrison fights it off. That's his first hit against Brett Cecil. He's now 1 for 5 against the lefty.
Shattered his bat. Cecil's got that good running fastball in on his hands, and Morrison shatters his bat, but he's strong enough to get into the outfield, and he just have to get an out here. One more time, he just shatters it, just gets in his kitchen. That's 7 straight batters have reached base to start off the 6th inning.
6 hits and a walk. Nick Franklin is a switch hitter. Goes after the first pitch. Franklin singled in the 5th inning. Five runs on 8 hits for Tampa Bay. 1 run on 2 hits for the Blue Jays. Franklin went around. As good as the Blue Jays have pitched this season, they still win when they hit. They have to hit to win, and they haven't been consistent in that regard.
Yeah, I don't know if they're comparing to last year when they led the world in runs scored. This hasn't been the same, and you're right. Magic number has always been 5. If the Blue Jays can score 5 runs a game, they're going to win. But there's been inconsistencies with the offense, a lot of strikeouts. Through 134 games this year compared to 134 games last year, the Blue Jays have scored 76 fewer runs this season.
I had the pickoff play at third, but Duffy came back in the baseline, and Navarro wisely chose not to throw it. Yeah, the offense has been down a bit, and it's kind of interesting in that regard. Edwin's had another terrific season. He's well within reach of setting a career high in RBIs. The Yankees and Baltimore are scoreless in Baltimore. They're in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Oakland and Boston will play later out in California. That starts at 9:05 Eastern time. It is time to watch the scoreboard, that's for sure. Rick Porcello's starting for the Red Sox tonight, looking for his 19th win of the season. Porcello's 18-3.
It's time to look at the scoreboard, not just in the American League East. Just off the plate. I mean, you start looking at what the Tigers are doing in the American League Central. Texas won big again today. They put up 16 more hits in winning that game today against Houston. They won 12-4. They are steamrolling right now.
Odor with 2 more RBIs today. Breaking ball, and Franklin strikes out. That's the first out of the inning. The Rays have an advantage over the Blue Jays in the season series. After 14 of the 19 meetings, they have won 8 of those games. They have outpitched the Blue Jays. They've out-hit the Blue Jays. They've outscored the Blue Jays, and they've out-homered the Blue Jays.
Blue Jays is hitting .207 against Tampa Bay pitching this year.
Corey Dickerson is the 9th rated bat this inning. A bat around inning here. Pickoff play on again, and Donaldson saves a run. Navarro's throw was off target, and Donaldson had to do an acrobatic catch at third to save this run.
Got to find an out somewhere. Maybe they can get it on the bases, and you can see Josh Donaldson going towards third base, has to reach back, or that would have been another run.
Dickerson is 0 for 1 with a walk. He popped out in the 5th. Dickerson has 18 home runs this season. Blue Jays won 2 of 3 against the Orioles to start this 9-game road trip. They lost last night. They trailed tonight. Series finale tomorrow. Then they'll head to New York for a 3-game series against the Yankees. Outside. Dickerson batting against lefty pitching, hitting .227. He has a homer, a double, and 8 RBIs against left-handed pitchers. And he's called out. Cecil, a couple of strikeouts here.
You mentioned the numbers against left-handed pitching. They just don't have many guys on the bench that they could go to if they wanted to pinch hit. But John Gibbons has already made the move. He wants to stop it right here. He's going to bring in the right-hander Joe Biagini to face Bobby Wilson, who led this whole thing off.
So Cecil gets a couple of strikeouts. He'll turn things over to Joe Biagini to face Bobby Wilson, who got it all started with that bloop single down the right field line. With 2 aboard and 2 outs, and he has had a fine first season. This is his 50th appearance, and he's pitched very well out of the bullpen.
Yes, he has, Joe. There are his numbers: 4.2, 25 earned run average. He's only walked 13 batters in his 56 innings this season, and opponents are hitting just .215 with runners in scoring position against him. In fact, over his last 15 outings, he's only given up 3 hits altogether. He has done a magnificent job coming out of that bullpen. His fastball, good curveball. He's throwing it for strikes. His cutter's been a lot better.
Bobby Wilson hit a bloop single down the right field line to start this inning. Duffy's at third. He had a 3-run double. Morrison's at first. He singled into center.
They couldn't buy a hit. They weren't even coming close to a hit through the first 5 innings of this game. Yeah, they got a couple of hits, but they were seeing out hits. Markley was in full control. And just like that, the whole roof caved in on the Blue Jays. First 7 batters reached base against him this inning.
And it's another situation of the Rays playing for the bunt. Kiermaier dropped down a perfect bunt, and he would beat it out for an infield hit. So when you're playing for 1 run, they end up with 5 so far in this inning.
Yeah, they're also, when a guy bunts like that, you got to get it out somewhere. They're giving you an out.
Pulled foul by Wilson. 2-2 now. Joe Biagini's done a terrific job of stranding inherited base runners. He allowed just 5 of 20 to score. coming in with runners on base, getting out of the inning. Early in the season, John Gibbons picked the spots very carefully for Biagini, but he has pitched so well now. I think John has total confidence in Joe whenever he might bring him in whatever situation.
He's pitching him in some bigger, more important innings later in the ball game for the Blue Jays.
There goes the runner. The ball is hit on the ground. Donaldson will gather and pull across the diamond. The inning is over, but the Rays send 10 men to the plate, and they score 5 runs. We'll go to the 7th. 5-1 Rays.
Tablet with the MLB.com at-bat app. Customize at-bat to feature the Blue Jays and stay up to the moment at any moment with scores, news, live game video highlights, and much more. Download MLB.com at-bat. It's the #1 app for live baseball. And gentlemen, good news for the Blue Jays is that they will not have to face Blake Snell the rest of this evening.
Blake Snell indeed is out of the ball game, and he was very good to start this game, and he held the Blue Jays in check. Just 1 run on 2 hits allowed by Snell, and now he'll turn things over to the bullpen. First out will be Erasmo Ramirez.
He's a multiple inning type of guy for him. 54 games this year. He's got 7 wins out of that bullpen. A pretty respectable ERA at 3.87. He's given up his share of home runs coming out of the bullpen. He's given up 12, tied for the most among American League relievers. He's a strike thrower. He's going to come right after you now with a 4-run lead. Not going to be afraid to challenge you with his fastball.
Troy Tulowitzki takes a strike. Now it's strike 2. Tulowitzki has grounded out and popped out. Blue Jays only have 2 hits. Devin Travis and Edwin Encarnacion got both those hits in the 3rd inning. Kind of like last night's game when the Blue Jays scored 2 runs on 3 hits in the 1st inning and didn't score another run until the 8th.
And everybody thought after that 1st inning, hey, Alex Cobb is not going to stick around, but he buckled down and pitched 5 innings. Blue Jays couldn't figure him out after that, couldn't figure out the rest of the bullpen until they scored that 1-run late. By then it was too late. It was 8-2 when they scored that 3rd run. We were talking about the offense and the difference between the offense this year and the difference between the offense last year. For me, it's all about runs scored, and the Blue Jays have scored 76 fewer runs through 134 games than they did last year.
Troy Tulowitzki called out on strikes. That's 8 strikeouts now for the Rays.
Well, one of the culprits might be coming into this game. They had struck out 194 more times this year through 134 games than they did last year. They've actually hit more home runs this year than they did last year through this many games. They have the same record as they did last year. One more time overhead, that cutter right on the corner.
Went right over the outside corner.
So strikeouts have been a major player this year for the Blue Jays offensively.
Yeah, it's really interesting. We saw the Blue Jays last season. When they would see a pitcher, they would go up their first inning, might get a hit or two, but generally when they went second and third time, they made adjustments and they really changed their game plan according to what they were seeing on a given night. Three and 0 to Melvin Upton Jr. A 4-pitch walk. All of that being said, the Blue Jays are in first place.
Yeah, and their third in the American League in run score was 656 coming into this game.
Well, their run differential last season was 221. It was ridiculous. I mean, it was historical proportions.
It's the same type of team. You know, they have the same record, the identical record through 134 games this year as they had last year, 76 and 58. They're pitching a little bit better, but they're not hitting as dominant as they were last year.
Everybody knows how well the Red Sox are hitting. They have a run differential of plus 135. The Blue Jays are second in the American League at plus 101.
Does it feel like it? For some reason, it doesn't feel like it. Maybe because it was over 200 last year. I don't know.
Wow, hits one high in the air to center. Kiermaier's on his horse. He's got great speed and great range, and he runs it down. Tampa Bay has always been tough on the Blue Jays. I don't care how good the Jays are or how bad the Rays are. When you come into this season series, you can see the Blue Jays this season. They've dominated the Yankees. They've held their own against the Orioles. Game over 500 against the Red Sox, but now they're 2 under against the Rays at 6 and 8 for the season.
And who's in last place? Almost 20 games under 500. Tampa Bay Rays.
Kevin Pillar takes his strike.
Tell you what, they have had, the Blue Jays have had to scratch and claw for every hit and every run and every win against Tampa Bay this year because they have played them tough.
Oh, and 1 to Kevin Pillar. Ball and a strike. 7th inning. Erasmo Ramirez in relief of Blake Snell, the rookie. There goes Upton, and Wilson dropped the ball, so it'll be a stolen base for Upton.
Number 25 on the season for Melvin. He's been thrown out 7 times. When you're down 5-1, you only have 2 hits. I think you have to be aggressive and you got to take some chances. He is now in scoring position, a base hit. Maybe turn the tide here. Get that momentum in the Blue Jays dugout.
Bouncing ball off home plate. Pillar can run. Longoria unloads, not in time. An infield hit. Upton moves up to third. Boy, Pillar busted it out of the box. As soon as that ball hit off home plate, he was off to the races.
Yeah, he is smelling base hit while he was going up that line. Maybe if Longoria can get enough on that throw and throw it in the air, he gets Kevin. But he set himself beautifully at third base to catch the ball and throw all in one motion. Pillar wants this base hit right off of the plate and watch him go right through the bag. That's how you run up the first base line. Run right through that bag with all your momentum. Don't jump at the last minute. Don't lunge it at the bag. Just run as fast as you can through that bag.
Jim Hickey, the pitching coach, comes out of the dugout. Gonna have a little visit with Erasmo Ramirez. Devin Travis has a hit. He scored a run. He's 1 for 2. But you're right. It's a 4-run deficit. Blue Jays can erase that deficit one time through the order. No problem at all.
That's Brad Boxberger, who has taken over as a setup man. He gets loose as a couple of Blue Jays have got on this inning. They want their setup man ready for that top of the order, I think.
The Blue Jays have an explosive offense, and they can put up cricket numbers in a hurry. 17 times this season they've had innings of 5 or more runs. And they've just given up a 5-run inning in the bottom of the 6th. Inside pitch to Devin Travis. That Hickey visit, generally that's a game plan for pitching to the hitter at the plate. He will come out, refresh the mind of the pitcher and catcher, and say, this is what I want you to do against Devin Travis. It looked like they might be going to try to get him out inside.
He singled already tonight. He also sent Kiermaier deep in center field on pitches that were out over the plate. Yeah, the message might have been, let's try and throw the ball inside against them.
Another pitch inside, another foul ball. So now Devin's got a battle against Ramirez. He's behind 0-2, 2 outs. Blue Jays trying to rally, get back in this game. Pitch out over the plate is fouled off the screen.
That's right, into his strength. Fastball away. Look at those numbers with runners in scoring position. That is a byproduct of a good swing. Not trying to do too much. Taking what the pitcher gives you.
Swinging a drive down the left field line, but that's going to hook foul into the seats. Quite a cat and mouse game going on here as Ramirez has started out this at bat inside, then he went away. Now he's back inside. Off-speed pitch. He stays alive. Fouled it off. We're already into 7. The Blue Jays have just 3 hits.
He's getting away with some pitches right there. They're center cuts. Missing his spot.
Travis gets aboard. He'll turn the lineup over, and the big bats will come to the plate.
Travis gets on board. The tying run's going to come to the plate. And Bautista. This is a huge at bat for the Blue Jays.
Him up on the infield. Miller, the first baseman, waiting for it to come down. It does, and the inning is over. Blue Jays get a walk, a single, but they leave a pair. We'll go to the bottom of the 7th. Tampa Bay with a 5-1 lead.
before you get back to campus. Right now, everyone gets a 1 gigabyte data bonus and another reason to love Fido. Plus, the LG G4 is absolutely free on select 2-year plans. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning with Buck Martinez and Pat Tabler.
Thank you, Barry Davis. And the Blue Jays haven't been able to slow down the Rays offensively. The Rays scored 8 runs on 8 hits in last night's game. They have 5 runs on 8 hits tonight.
Haven't been able to slow down the guy leading off the 7th inning here for him.
Logan Forsythe. Estrada got him out in the first, and he said, okay, well, maybe we figured him out. Nope, Forsythe is 2 for 3.
Well, they got 2 things they can do. Your suggestion.
Tell him what's coming.
Tell him what's coming. Or pitch him inside.
Yeah.
They haven't jammed him up at all this season. I mean, really pitched him in on his hands. Everything has been out over the plate. Like that right there, and he's just diving into the ball.
Downstairs for a ball. It's 2 balls and a strike. Forsythe has 20 hits against the Blue Jays now this season. Manny Machado leads the hitters against the Blue Jays with 21. Jonathan Scope, his second baseman in Baltimore, has 20 hits, tied with Forsythe for the most against the Blue Jays, second most this season.
Time to change things up. When you look at those numbers, the scouting report is wrong. It's not working. So you go back to what you see.
Tell him what's coming.
Tell him what's coming.
First thing he's going to say, I wonder if he's kidding. So that creates a pause. He hesitates. Okay. Maybe he's telling me the truth.
Splits his concentration just a little bit, right?
Yep. 3-2 pitch from Biagini. Look at this guy. What a pitch. He hit it down and away and ripped it into right field. That's his 21st hit of the season. That ties him with Manny Machado for the most hits against the Blue Jays this season.
Well, everything was away. Not one time did they come inside and move his feet just a little bit. Everything was away, and here they go away again. He can handle this pitch. He has shown that all season long that he can handle that ball away from him. So let's try inside next time.
Kevin Kiermaier had a bunt single his last time up. You know, Forsythe has 20 hits against the Red Sox.
20 against 21 now, and 20 against the Red Sox.
He has 20 hits against the Red Sox, 21 hits against the Blue Jays.
That's bringing your A game against your division foes.
There goes the runner. Kiermaier drills it to right. This has got a chance to go. It is a home run. That's the first home run that Joe Biagini has given up this season. First home run he's allowed in his young career. And he's the last reliever in the majors to surrender a home run. Kiermaier, a 2-run homer off the foul pole in right. His 8th home run of the season.
55 2/3 innings for Joe Biagini before he gives up his first home run. Again, the only reliever in the majors who had not allowed a home run. It's a high fastball by Kiermaier. He turns on it, and it almost hooks foul. Right down the line here, and it hits right off the foul pole. You can see it hit the screen and then back down onto the playing field. And the Rays have opened this thing up 7-1 now. That's quite an accomplishment for a young player who hadn't pitched above Double-A last year to pitch in the big leagues and give up his first home run in the month of September.
That is Matt Dermody getting loose. He has just joined the Blue Jays, his first series in the majors. He has not pitched in a major league game. Looks like he's going to have that opportunity tonight. (7-1) Tampa Bay. Longoria drove in a run in the 6th inning. He gets jammed. Donaldson, the third baseman, goes on the run just in time to get Longoria. 2 away now. Just 1 away now.
Yeah, Forsythe led off that inning with the hit, and then the home run by Kiermaier. Good play by Donaldson to throw out his counterpart over there at first base. Told you the Rays are a different team offensively this year because they can strike quickly with the home run. Kevin Kiermaier with number 8 on the season.
Miller goes after that breaking ball. Tampa Bay hit 3 home runs in last night's game. Kiermaier's home run, the 180th home run they've hit this season.
They're on pace to set a new franchise record in home runs.
Previous high was 199. They have a chance to set a new franchise record in home runs.
Yeah, the 199 home runs where it was in 2009. They are on pace now for 218, which would be the first time that this franchise have hit 200 homers in a season.
Miller gets a base hit to center. His first hit of the night. Drive of the Game is brought to you by the all-new Civic, the 2016 North American Car of the Year.
You know, you want to make an impression with your new team, come up with big base hits, and that's what Matt Duffy does last inning. Bases loaded, rocket off the top of the wall. That's going to score 3 runs for the Tampa Bay Rays. They would go on to score 5 runs that inning. Matt Duffy would drive in 3 of them with 1 swing of the bat, and that's our drive of the game.
It's his 14th double of the season that cleared the bases and really capped off that big inning. Line drive to second, back to first, double play. Miller went too far. Duffy's out on the line drive double play. But the Rays add 2 more in the bottom of the 7th and take a 7-1 lead as we head to the 8th.
Roberto Alomar will host the 4th annual T12 tournament. It goes September 14th through the 19th at Rogers Center. Tournament 12 features the best amateur baseball players from across Canada. Come see the future of Canadian baseball. Visit bluejays.com/T12 and you can ask the Pompey brothers about how big the T12 tournament is.
Probably Alomar does a great job of getting involved with baseball across Canada. It's the 8th inning. This is Ryan Garten. He pitched the 9th inning in last night's game and retired the side in order.
The last guy he faced ended the ball game. Is the first guy he will face tonight. 24 games for Ryan. 1-0, 455 earned run average. He's got a nifty little 2.5 to 1 strikeout to walk ratio. He had a perfect 9th yesterday. He did it on just 10 pitches and he threw 8 strikes last night.
Top of the order for the Blue Jays. Jose Bautista takes the first pitch strike. Jose is 0 for 7 so far in this series. Blue Jays haven't done much offensively. They had 3 runs on 6 hits last night. A run on 3 hits tonight. Baltimore has taken a 1-0 lead over the Yankees at Oriole Park at Camden Yards in the top of the 5th. This is another high pop-up on the infield. Brad Miller, the first baseman, makes the catch. Bautista's retired on the pop-out.
Blue Jays had 4 hits and 2 runs after 2 innings last night and could only muster 2 hits, 2 singles in the next 7 innings. Same thing tonight. They have not been able to figure out Snell, Ramirez, and now Garten so far tonight. 3 hits, 3 singles, one of them an infield hit.
Josh Donaldson is 0 for 2 with a walk. He struck out in the 6th, trying to extend his hit streak to 12 straight games. Another high fly ball. This one into center field. Kiermaier, the center fielder, is there, and Donaldson's 0 for 3. Edwin Encarnacion has the only RBI for the Blue Jays tonight. That came back in the 3rd inning when he drove home Devin Travis. RBI number 108 for Edwin.
This guy throws strikes. He's got a pretty good breaking ball and he throws strikes with it. He uses his fastball.
Jim Hickey, you've talked about Hickey throughout this series. The pitching coach has always emphasized commanding your fastball first and foremost. Secondary pitch, changeup. They love the changeup. Another fly ball. This one into center. Kiermaier is there, and the Blue Jays go quietly in the top of the 8th. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th, 7-1 Tampa Bay. Now time for Blue Jays Central Update. Here's Jamie Campbell from the Samsung Broadcast Studio.
We'll be watching the Red Sox and hoping they lose to the Oakland A's. And you can watch tomorrow's game, 4 o'clock Eastern, 1 o'clock Pacific. It's on Sportsnet and Sportsnet Now as the Blue Jays continue to look for a little bit of help from the Oakland A's as Chris Davis and the Oakland A's face Big Papi and the Boston Red Sox. You can also live stream the game on Sportsnet Now, guys.
Thank you very much, Barry. And this is Matt Dermody making his Major League debut here in the 8th inning against the Rays.
Matt started the year right down the street in Dunedin, A-ball, and you can see he climbed 3 rungs for the Blue Jays in the minor leagues, A-ball, AA, and AAA, 47 games altogether, 3-1, 182 earned run average. I asked him today, what has helped you the most this year? He says, you know what, I got my arm up, I can throw strikes now, fastball, slider, changeup. He's got a 2-seamer and 4-seam fastball, but his slider is supposed to be his out pitch. Pretty darn good numbers, just 8 walks all season long in the minor leagues.
Dermody is 26 years old. He is from Iowa. He went to the University of Iowa, and that's where the Blue Jays drafted him. Inside pitch to Hogan Morrison. Dermody began his career professionally in 2013. He pitched in the Gulf Coast League and in Vancouver. He was 5-1 pitching for Vancouver with a 1.77 ERA. That was in 2013.
He has not pitched above A-ball until this year.
Dermody is 6'5". And the Blue Jays are anxious to get a look at him here in the month of September.
We heard his name a couple of times this summer that, hey, maybe this guy might help them from the left side. He's a strikeout type of pitcher with a good arm and a good breaking ball.
That's ripped down the right side. That's a fair ball into the corner. Bautista will play it off the wall, and Morrison will get to second with a leadoff double. Morrison's second hit of the game.
12th hit of the night for the Rays. Morrison came up with a big home run last night. Had a single off of a left-hander his last time up. That was Brett Cecil. Now gets his second hit off of a left-hander tonight. He pulls that ball down the right field line.
For Morrison, that's his 15th double of the season. Nick Franklin, the right fielder. He struck out against Cecil as a right-handed hitter. He's a switch hitter. Dermody appeared in 15 games at AAA Buffalo. Got hit around a bit in AAA. 22 hits in 16 1/3 innings pitched. Inside strike.
Well, if you can show that you can get your fastball over for strikes and throw your breaking ball when you're behind in the count, you should be okay at the big league level. That's something that he has finally figured out. Used to throw more 3/4 arm slots. Now he's on top just a little bit more. He says my breaking ball is better.
Ball ran off the plate outside. 1-2 to Nick Franklin. Franklin strikes out. Good slider on the inner part of the plate. First major league strikeout for Matt Dermody.
And the honor Navarro's going to exchange the ball. We saw that last night with Mr. Gamboa. He got his first big league strikeout, and now Matt Dermody gets his first major league strikeout. George Poulos is going to do the honors of putting that one away. That's a hard slider right there, from the outside part of the plate to the inner half.
One away. Corey Dickerson. Big wild swing at that first pitch. The Blue Jays getting their first hand look at Matt Dermody. John Gibbons was visited by Rick Langford, who's a minor league pitching coordinator with the Blue Jays, and he raved about Dermody and his ability to throw the slider. This ball is hit hard to left field. Upton on the warning track runs it down. Dickerson is retired.
Yeah, Langer was filling in Gibby on what to expect from his young pitchers. They didn't see Dermody in spring training.
No, he didn't come to camp. Team Dermody making his major league debut here in Tropicana Field. Dermody is from Norwalk, Iowa. Bobby Wilson, the catcher. He started the 5-run rally in the 6th inning with a bloop base hit down the right field line. He came around to score on Longoria's RBI single.
Nice picture with him in the background.
3-0 to Wilson. There's a strike. Dermody would be well advised to get Wilson out here to end the inning. Logan Forsythe's on deck.
Yeah, all you have to do is glance over that on deck circle and see who's standing over there. The greatest hitter that has ever lived this year against the Blue Jays.
Good pitch on the inside corner. Three-two pitch to Bobby Wilson. Ground ball, base hit. Morrison's going to be stopped at third. Upton comes up throwing, and Dermody gives up a 2-out single to Wilson. A couple of hits in this inning, and now he's got to face Logan Forsythe. John Gibbons is going to make a pitching change here. Forsythe, the right-handed hitter. They've got Ryan Tepera coming into the ball game, so Dermody will leave, and he's got a major league appearance under his belt with a strikeout. Gets congratulations from the skipper, and he'll turn things over to Ryan Tepera. ball game. He pitched an inning in last night's game. Had a couple of strikeouts. He gave up a home run to Brad Miller, trying to save these 2 runs for Matt Derby. Logan Forsythe, the leadoff man, is 3 for 4 tonight. He was 2 for 3 in last night's game.
See if Blue Jays do anything different against him this time up. Remember, with Biagini, everything was away to Forsythe.
First pitch in the dirt for ball 1. There's a pitch inside, but it's ball 2. TEPERA's got good stuff. He throws 95, 96 miles an hour.
He was 3rd in the International League, AAA team in Buffalo, 3rd in the International League in saves. He was a closer. He was sent down to Buffalo. So you're right, he's got good stuff. His ball moves a lot.
The problem he has here in the big leagues is the major league hitters won't chase borderline pitches. You've got to locate your fastball effectively and then create a swing mentality. But you've got to throw strikes first and foremost. Tampa Bay leads at 7-1. They won last night 8-3. Forsythe walks. He's on base for the 4th time tonight. Kevin Kiermaier's had a good night. He has a bunt base hit and a 2-run home run.
Well, you can see why Evan Longoria is having a big year with the bat, driving in a lot of runs. Forsythe was on 5 times last night, 4 more times tonight. Kiermaier's had a big night. This is the first home run that Joe Biagini's going to give up this year, right off the foul pole. His 8th home run. Kiermaier, as he circles the bases. He was on base 2 times last night. So you can see why Evan Longoria is having a share of RBI chances this year.
These 2 guys get on base a lot and they both run well. Bases are loaded in the bottom of the 8th. 2 outs. First pitch outside for a ball. That's a strike. It's 1-1. TEPERA making his 11th appearance. He's been back and forth between Buffalo and Toronto. These 2 teams will wrap up the series tomorrow. Left-hander Jay Happ goes to the mound. They'll be opposed by Chris Archer, the right-hander for Tampa Bay.
Archer's had a rough year, but I'm telling you, anytime that guy goes to the mound, he's good for 10, 12 strikeouts.
He's 8-17 with a .410 earned run average.
So some articles here that say, well, maybe he'll skip a couple of starts in September because they don't want him to have 20 losses. I'll tell you what, he said, there's no way I'm skipping any turns. I don't care if I have 20 losses. I'm going to take the mound, try to help my team win.
Jay Happ with 17 wins. And kind of a mixed outing last time out against Baltimore. Didn't really have as good command. Pop back out of play. 3 and 2 outs. The bases are loaded. The runners will be off on the pitch. This puts a lot of pressure on the infield should Kiermaier hit a ground ball.
Yeah, you got to go to first base. You've got some speed at first base and foresight. Anything on the ground, can't rush yourself.
Kiermaier strikes out. The Blue Jays leave the bases loaded in the bottom of the 8th, and they'll go to the 9th. Blue Jays trail 7-1. Martin, Tulowitzki, and Upton when we come back.
On Sportsnet. Presented by the all-new 2017 Ridgeline. A lot of things have changed, but one thing hasn't. Honda, official vehicle of the Toronto Blue Jays. Proud fan since 1977.
Welcome back to St. Petersburg. New pitcher for the Rays is the big lefty, Yenny Romero, trying to close things out here, making his 45th appearance of the season.
And he's on a nice little run right now. He last worked 4 days ago. That was at Boston. He actually picked up the win with a scoreless inning of relief. In fact, he's made 7 straight hitless appearances since he came back off the disabled list. Hard-throwing lefty.
Russell Martin had a rough night as the DH. He struck out 3 times. Breaking ball outside. 2-1 now to Martin, leading off the 9th. Two and two.
Got to keep his bat in the lineup. He's been swinging a hot bat. John Gibbons elects to DH him tonight. Doesn't look like Russell's been sitting around, does it? Got his shirt tail out there. Like
Probably
he's
swinging in between at bats.
That's exactly what I was thinking. That he's up in that batting cage, taking some extra hacks to get ready for this at bat.
Martin will take ball 4. Leadoff walk here in the 9th. Troy Tulowitzki, shortstop, is 0 for 3. Goes after the first pitch and swings and misses. And last fastball was 96 from Romero.
Big arm.
Big arm. Good slider.
Told you his last 7 appearances have been hitless appearances. His last 14 overall have been scoreless. Pitching some more big innings for the Rays. Now, they got the makings of a pretty good bullpen again. Colome and Boxberger and Jepson, Cedeno, Romero, Ramirez, Danny Farquhar. I mean, they've got some guys down there who can throw hard.
They've always done a pretty good job of putting together a bullpen, and bullpens turn over dramatically each year.
You never know what you're going to get from year to year. This was the spot where veterans would come to rejuvenate themselves out of that bullpen for Tampa Bay and then go on to bigger and better things.
Fernando Rodney did it. Rafael Soriano did it. Guys coming down here and get an opportunity to work with Jim Hickey.
Joaquin Benoit from the Blue Jays spent a year here and had an outstanding year for Tampa Bay.
2-2 to Tulowitzki. In the dirt now, full count. Back-to-back walks to start the 9th. Now for a preview of what's coming up on Sportsnet Central. Here's Martine Guyard and Brendan Dunlop. That's all coming up right after this game, so stay tuned for that. The college football weekend off and running. Jim Hickey out quickly after back-to-back walks to start the 9th. Hey, you never know. Blue Jays got some big bats in this lineup.
I have seen rallies start just like this. 2 quick walks and another base hit here and then a walk, and all of a sudden the next thing you know, tying run comes to the plate. So Blue Jays have to stay with it, keep the heat on Andy Romero.
Melvin Upton Jr. goes after the first pitch, and it's a tall pop-up into shallow right infield fly rule in effect. Miller makes the catch, and Upton's retired on 1 pitch.
Well, that one's hard to figure out right there. He just walks 2 batters, and then you swing at the first pitch. I'd make this guy work.
By my count, that's 6 pop-ups on the infield tonight. The Blue Jays gotten underneath some pitches, and here's Deanna Navarro, the starting catcher tonight. Navarro takes ball 1.
Looked like he was taken all the way.
Blue Jays are down by 6. One and one now. Martin started with a walk. Tulowitzki walked right behind him. Navarro swings and misses. In case you're just joining us, Marco Estrada was breezing through 5 innings and then didn't get it out in the 6th. Tampa Bay scored 5 runs on 6 hits in the 6th inning. That gets away from Wilson, and the runners will move up.
He was looking like his old self through those first 5 innings. I mean, absolutely breezing, like you were describing. They weren't even coming close to a hit. Then everything they swung at in that 6th inning found a hole for him.
Back-to-back singles. Then Kiermaier dropped down a perfect bunt for a hit. Longoria an RBI. Bases loaded, walk to Miller, and a 3-run double. That's a foul ball. Matt Duffy hit the 3-run double. And they cap off the inning. That was the big blow in that 5-run inning. Kevin Kiermaier hit a 2-run home run off Joe Biagini, the first home run Biagini has surrendered this season. Manny Romero trying to close things out for Tampa Bay here in the ninth. That's going to be out of play into the seats.
Tiano's been a tough out tonight.
Yeah, he's had some good at bats.
Yeah, there was one at bat where he had 11 pitches before he finally flew out. Here's another long extended at bat, fouling off some pretty tough pitches.
Upstairs, it's a full count. Martin walked, Tulowitzki walked, and now Navarro bats with a full count. Kevin Pillar waiting on deck. Ground ball. Forsythe will throw a first. Martin comes in to score, but now there are 2 outs. Navarro picks up an RBI. Tulowitzki moves to third. But now the Blue Jays are down to their final out. Kevin Pillar's 1 for 3 and an infield hit in the 7th. Pillar batting .264 for the season. Two and one to Kevin Pillar. The Rays have played much better in the second half of the season. They've won 15 of their last 22 home games. On the verge of making it 16.
They had the best earned run average in the American League since the All-Star break. I mean, they're starting to combine good pitching. They've figured out their defense with a couple of trades and some moves, and they're hitting some timely home runs. So they're starting to play a lot better.
Kevin Pillar draws the 3rd walk of the inning. That'll bring Devin Travis to the plate.
His scoreless streak is snapped with that ground out by Navarro. Manny Romero had 14 consecutive scoreless appearances.
With that 3rd walk, Alex Colomé starting to move around in the Rays bullpen.
29 pitches, 16 balls and 13 strikes. That's the closer right there for the Rays.
And you can bet he didn't have any thoughts of getting up in this inning. But now he's starting to loosen up. 1-1 to Devin Travis. There goes Pillar. The ball was popped out of play. Three walks in the inning issued by Manny Romero. Two and two. Pillar will move to second on defensive indifference.
Fans wanted that last pitch, but it was clearly inside by Romero. Yeah, if you can't command the strike zone, you're not going to get the ones that are close.
No, you're not going to get borderline pitches when you're all over the yard. He's walked three already. He's in danger of walking his fourth. Another foul back. 34 pitches in this inning. And he's recorded 2 outs. He's allowed a run to score. Blue Jays don't have a hit. Travis pulls it on the left side. That'll get through. 2 runs are going to score. Devin Travis drives in 2. Duffy tried to make the backhand. It kicked off his glove, went into left field. 2 RBIs for Travis on the base. Hit his 2nd hit of the night.
And this little stall job right here by the catcher Wilson and Evan Longoria to give Colomé a couple of more pitches if he wants to. A nice battle by Travis. He bounces the ball to the right of the shortstop. He can't come up with it. He's been awarded a base hit. 2 runs are going to score. That cuts the lead to 7-4, and the tying run is now on deck.
And Kevin Cash has had enough time. Colomé gave him the okay down in the bullpen, and the manager is out of the dugout. He's going to make a pitching change here. And I can tell you, Colomé didn't have a mindset of pitching in this inning, and this could be interesting. Eddie Romero gives up just 1 hit. He couldn't throw a strike through 35 pitches. Gets 2 outs, and now Alex Colomé comes into the game, and he's trying to wrap things up. It is a save situation. The Blue Jays are down by 3.
.12:30 start time for Blue Jays Central. It's Jay Happ against Chris Archer. And guys, the only thing we don't know is if the Blue Jays are going to make tomorrow's game the rubber match or avoid a sweep.
That has not been determined just yet. Jose Bautista will face Alex Colomé, who has just gotten up and warmed up in a hurry. He is 29 for 31 in save opportunities, and the Blue Jays need Bautista to reach base to bring the tying run to the plate.
Just give him a chance. You saw the numbers there. Righties have hit 196 against Colomé this year, but they've hit 5 home runs against him. 5 of the 6 home runs that he has given up as Travis takes second base on indifference.
Watching Colomé warm up down in the bullpen, it didn't look like he had any urgency warming up, and then he gets 8 pitches on the mound. It'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, he
what
was
kind of stuff he has.
Just minding his own business when this inning started.
Bautista rips it down the left field line. Travis is going to come in to score, and the Blue Jays will get the tying run to the plate here in the 9th. Bautista's first hit of the series drives home Travis.
Jose picks on a breaking ball on the inner half and lashes it down the left field line for a single. Now 7-5.
And Josh Donaldson hitless in 3 at-bats, trying to extend his hit streak to 12 straight. Hot shot, he does! A base hit over Longoria into left. Donaldson with a base hit. That's 12 straight games for Donaldson, and now Encarnacion will step to the plate.
And he will represent the go-ahead run. Josh not waiting around at all. He gets the same kind of pitch that Bautista hit hard to left field, and he rips it by Longoria, giving the Blue Jays a chance here.
I just didn't see any intensity at all from Colomé when he was warming up.
Hey, I'm sure he didn't expect to pitch in this ball game when it's 7-1 in the 9th inning.
2 outs, Edwin Encarnacion.
Remember, the Blue Jays had him on the ropes here at the first series of the season, and they actually looked like they took the lead. But Jose Bautista was called out at second base on interference. It was Colomé who was on the mound when that happened.
0-1 to Encarnacion. Off the end of the bat, fly ball to left. Dickerson is there, and that's the ball game. The rally in the 9th falls short, and the Blue Jays have lost the first 2 to Tampa Bay here in St. Pete.
Well, maybe the rally in the 9th inning will wake up the bats for the Blue Jays. They were stifled once again by Blake Snell, and then Ramirez, and then Garten, but they woke up in the 9th inning, put 4 on the board, made this one close, actually brought the go-ahead run to the plate, so maybe that'll wake them up for tomorrow's game because they're in tough against Chris Archer.
Chris Archer and Jay Happ will meet for the final game of this 3-game series. We'll be back tomorrow afternoon. Thanks for watching. Now, here's Sportsnet Central, Martine and Brendan.